Hi, Judi. Welcome to Refugee Talk.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking.
Thanks for having me, actually.
No worries. Let's start from here, Judi. How did you start your journey in Canada?
So I came 2016, January 22nd. I would never forget this date, actually. And I came with zero English.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, had to learn from level zero, I would say. I only knew how to say hi. So now just finished my private pilot license. So glad I could do it. And yeah.
Awesome. That is something that that is so surprising. Like from 2016 to till now, you finished your being a pilot. Like that is a wonderful thing you did.
It is, yes. It was always my dream. I never thought it will come true back home, and now it happened. So
right.
Work hard. Like it pays off when you work hard.
Right. I cannot imagine. Judi came in 2016 as a newcomer, and then bringing all this wonderful things in Canada. Judi, as you said, you're a Syrian Kurdish, and you did all these wonderful things in Canada already.
Yeah.
What were the struggle? What were the challenges that you faced in these 9 years?
So actually, first was the language.
Mm-hmm.
You come here, another language, all new to you. System is new. Like we're not used to wait in the line. You
Right.
know, so many things are different from back home. Finding friends was also hard for me. You don't speak the same language, and you can't like say what you want. Even like going and buying something from Subway, I was really feeling shy to buy like a sandwich. They will ask me like, what do you want? I'll just learn how to say everything, even though I don't like onions in the sandwich, like, but I
Yeah.
didn't know what's the name of the onions or like cucumbers or anything, so I just would say everything. So that was really hard. Really tough.
Really tough, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about more about this journey that you faced, like in these 9 years. I know you struggled the language barriers, and then what were the other challenges that you faced, including the houses or culture?
So the culture was different, and also like every time I would tell people I want to be a pilot, they would say you're a refugee, you just came, you need like 10 years to learn the language, you need money, you need all of those. So people like will put you down when you come as a newcomer. So it's very important to have like positive people around you, to have successful people around you, which I had so many great friends, which I still have them actually, and they supported me. So having the environment around you helps you a lot here in Canada.
Wow, that is wonderful. What were the process of starting being a pilot in Canada? Like a lot of people wants to start this, but for newcomers it's not easy. I thought it's so expensive to start this in universities.
It is expensive, and basically you need English for sure, and you need to be fit physically, and it is expensive. I did like 2 jobs. I was a dishwasher, I worked as a painter, I worked in artificial grass just to collect money so I can do this. My dad is not rich here. We just came, we started from zero, so I had to I wasn't like other students flying every day as well. I was flying whenever I have the money, which took me longer, but still it was a dream and I did it.
Right. So how long did it take for you, or is there any specific course that you have to take to start being a pilot, or what?
Yes, you have to call the academies and see their programs, how it starts. They will take you for a tour. In my school, there's schools in Abbotsford, Langley, Boundary Bay. So you have to search. I can help whoever approaches me on Instagram or on TikTok. I do help them the best I could.
Thank you. Wow. Judi is someone who posts a lot of videos, ways to help refugees and newcomers on TikTok and on Instagram. You can search Judi Khalil.
Yeah.
He's always there to help. Judi, do you think refugees and other newcomers could afford this process that you did?
They can. If you believe in yourself and you want to work hard for it, yes, of course, nothing is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I truly believe that if you believe in it, you can do it.
Okay. And what are the suggestions that you give to these newcomers that are planning to go for any field in Canada?
I support everyone who wants to come and study, even though if I've heard a lot of people, they say, "Oh, we're too old for it now. We can't do it." But I had friends that they were 35 years old. They came here and they redo whatever they studied back home again, and now they're doing great actually. So I really support the idea of studying. Studying and working is hard, but it says no pain, no gain, right? You can't.
Right.
If you want to get something hard, you have to work hard for it. If it's easy, then it's worthless.
Right. As you said, even you gave the example of your father, everyone starts from zero.
Yes.
You even started from zero, you didn't know language.
No.
So was me, so as any other newcomers in Canada, they didn't know language. Now they're trying to do that. What are the struggles that they face when they come and they land in Canada, apart from language barrier?
There's some. So when I came, I was 17 years old. I went to school. Of course, I don't know the language. That was also a barrier, but this barrier affects your mental health as well, which I was in a school. I had no friends and I don't know how to make friends. And in the high school, they put me in grade 12, but ESL, level 1 to learn English. And I wanted to make friends. I couldn't. And it's so painful. At 12, everybody goes on a lunch and they all go together, chill, talk. And I had to walk in the aisle, doing nothing, just trying to find friends, which affected my mental health. I just wanted to go back to the war, back to Syria, but I had to continue. I was I came all the way here. I need to push myself, but it really affected my mental health. I was feeling down. What am I doing? I can't study. I didn't I was refugees. I was a refugee without school for 5-6 years. Coming to Canada, studying again was not easy. To go back to school again and having no friends also put me so down actually.
Right. You saying about you've mentioned about your home country. Could you tell us why did you leave home and how was it life there?
So we left because of the war. And we didn't just leave Syria right away after the war. We had to move to other cities. And while moving on other cities, you'll see buildings that half of it is gone. See some dead bodies on the ground, which, you bring all of that here and you bring it not so you feel like you have the pain. You bring it so it can push you to success. So that's what helped me, but was also hard moving from Syria to Turkey, as I mentioned to you before we start this. We had to walk for a couple kilometers at night in a cornfield, which every time the Turkish or the jandarma, they call it, government will look with the light, will look if there's people walking around, so we have to lie down right away. So it was not easy, and was not easy to leave family behind and to leave friends as well.
Judi, I came from Afghanistan, a country full of pain, war, discrimination. I can totally understand how it feels to be in that situation. I was a refugee back in Turkey. I can totally understand what Judi is saying. I have interviewed other refugees in Turkey, and when they were talking about crossing the borders was not easy. As you said about Jandarma, their police. It's like we don't want to talk about politics, but it's really hard for refugees. I hope this world becomes a better place for refugees, and they open the borders so that they can have a better life. There's this beautiful quote, Judi, that said that nobody wants to leave their home unless the water is safer than the land.
Yeah.
I mean, Judi didn't want to leave Syria, or I never wanted to leave Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It's just because things are tough back home and people have to leave.
Yes.
It's never like, definitely, Judi, you have more friends back home. As you said that you were in a mental health crisis when you came in Canada. You went to school. Like, people didn't want to interact because of language barrier and culture. You were thinking about your friends back home. I had the same situation.
Yes.
It is not easy at all. And what are your suggestions for other people? Like now you know a lot of things about Canada.
Yes.
Like, imagine, what would you suggest to Judi, 17 years old, in 2016?
So one thing I learned through my work as a caseworker with refugees is, back home, especially in the Middle East, talking about mental health, it's something inappropriate, and you are afraid people would say, oh, this guy's getting crazy, he's not doing well. It's in our culture, it's something not good. So I'm trying to change this mindset when the refugees come, especially from the Middle East. Like, yes, talk about your mental health. It's something that, yes, we have it in this world, and it happens. So if you talk about it, it will help you. If you keep it in yourself, it might affect you later. So I would have told the 17 years old Judi, talk about it. I kept it to myself till I learned English and I started talking about it, saying I had no friends. I was going home kind of crying and saying, oh, I don't want to go back, I don't want to stay here, it's not good, I have no friends, not easy. So
that is something that Judi, 17 years old, should know.
Yes.
I'm sorry. At least this advice could help other refugees, other newcomers in Canada. You mentioned about you're helping other refugees and nonprofits. Tell us about that more, and how are you helping refugees?
So I work as a case worker for Journey Home Community, and we help refugee claimants who cross the border and come to Canada, and we help them with the settlement services. So they come here, they seek refuge, but they have no place to go. We have housing for 3 months. We try to settle them, to teach them how to find housing in this very hard market. Find them lawyers through legal aid, which you are eligible to get a free lawyer to work on your case, and to register the kids in schools, and to help them with mental health if needed. So we try our best to support the refugee claimants.
Right. Judi, is it easy to work with refugees? Because, I mean, you came from that background. Do you remember yourself, when you see these refugees coming to you asking for help?
So yes, so that's why I'm doing this job. It's just on my heart to help refugees because I've been through it, and it's not also easy to work with them because you hear their stories. You can't just keep it at work, and when you finish 4:35, you finish work, just go home, forget about it. No, it's you take it home, you think about it. It affects your mental health as well. So it's something we can't avoid, and I'm trying my best to separate work and life. But I still those refugees comes and they tell you their story. You want to engage, you want to help them, you want to do something so they feel better. So this problem exists. And
what are the common and important stuffs that refugees asks you more? Do they ask for more food, places?
So our biggest issue right now is housing. because they come in our transitional housing, which is 3 month, 2 month or 3 month, and then it's not easy to get them out of that place because they have to move on to their permanent housing or second stage housing, and they are receiving income assistance, and that's not enough. Right. And it takes time till they receive well, now it's faster, they receive work permit, but it's not easy for a refugee that who doesn't speak English to find a job so he can increase his income to find a housing. And we have a housing crisis, so we're really struggling with that right now.
Right. They can, I know it's not easy, Judi, but I think the best way for them would be going and looking for jobs. It doesn't matter what job is that, retail job, it doesn't matter. Like everyone who come in Canada as a newcomer, they have to go for retail job. It doesn't matter who you are, what background you had back home. You just go and find a house, find a job to afford things in Canada.
Oh, they do try actually. They try their best to find housing to provide for their families. One of the interesting things I learned in my job is it's like there's two kind of people. They come, people from a wealthy background and people from like they were not doing well back home, and because of the war they came here. It's easier to work with the people that were not wealthy back home. Like people who came from a wealthy background, it's just so hard for them here to wait on the line with food banks to try to find housing. Like they used to live in a big mansion back in Afghanistan, or like, you know, I heard that in Afghanistan they have 4 or 5 rooms.
Of course, yeah.
They have so many things. They come here in a basement that there's one thing one of the refugees told me which is so interesting, and I really like kind of like I laughed and I felt the pain as well. He said like, what's this basement? It looks like a grave.
Oh.
And I really felt it, but I can't do anything.
Yeah.
We have so many refugees. We don't have the like that's what you receive from income assistance or from the government.
Yeah, that's really good. You said Afghan refugees. Do you receive more applications from Afghan refugees
lately?
Here?
Yes, lately, because of what happened with in Afghanistan with like Taliban taking over, we received so many Afghan refugees, which helped me to learn some Pashto words and Dari words. I'm so glad. And I also learned that the Kurdish some Kurdish letters are the same and the numbers are all the same.
All the same, yes. Oh, I forgot that Judi can speak multiple languages. He speaks English, Kurdish, and Arabic.
And Turkish.
Yeah. Which is like...
Which helps me with the communicating with refugees. And also it's like Kurdish, Turkish, and Arabic. There's some words that connect with Dari, which sometimes I understand them. Which because they come and they don't speak Dari, we use Google Translate. And we struggle too, but the Google Translate with Dari, there's Pashto, it's so hard. There's no good translation for it. So we really struggle. We need volunteers, to be honest.
Yes, we do. Like people who listen this podcast can contact Judi.
Yes, please.
Judi, since you're working with refugees, tell us some of the sad stories or happy stories. I don't know how to put it this way. From refugees that you heard and you still think about it. How can you help?
So I've got a consent from one of the refugees to share their story without mentioning their names.
Okay.
So I had a family that came. I helped them with everything. They were like so stressed about housing and about like here in Canada. They were shocked that it's not that what they thought. There's no monies on the trees, and was not easy for them. Was really hard, but you have to accept the reality. And they were thinking to move back, even though there were war back home, but they can't handle it. But we connected them with families here from the same culture, same country, and I felt so happy lately when they invited me that they opened their own business. which is like they did it in 2 years. I'm so happy, impressed, glad, and I'm pretty sure now they do what we did with them for other families.
Okay.
And I've seen them doing that. So I'm so happy when the family, like when the refugee comes and they start making difference here in Canada.
Right.
So that's what Canada is depending on immigrants.
Right. That is really good. I mean, as Judi mentioned, it's for beginners. I mean, when you come new, this is how you have to accept.
Yeah.
But once you find your way, you can start your business if you can afford it. Yeah. Judi, I think we are in the last questions, but before we go to the last question, I want to ask something about back home, about your memories in school.
Yes.
Like you almost were in Syria till your high school. Tell us about your high school memories, about life, good food, anything.
So actually, was the friendship was so good, and I really miss my friends. And lately, I decided to not think about Syria or about my old days back there. I told my family, like, I don't want to decide. My friends, some of them died in the war, and some of them they were missing. Some of them that we talk on the Facebook. So I really thought I should maybe should I move on and stop thinking about it, or just if you have you should never forget where you came from, of course. And also I keep thinking about my family's lost them in the war for so many different reasons. So it's very great memory, nostalgia, as they say, but it's also sad now. Sad stories now.
Yeah. People are always the victims in these countries. I hope we make this world a better place. Judi, thank you so much. Last question. If you had one superpower, Judi, if you could change one thing about refugees and newcomers, they're struggling, what would you do?
So one superpower?
Yes.
Maybe end the war, or protect the refugees. I don't know. It's really good question. Yeah. So open the borders, no passport, or no politics that makes this wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many answers can be perfect for this question, actually.
Right. But the first one that you mentioned, that ending war.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful, Judi. I really loved it. Coming from Afghanistan, I always dreamed of this, that I always wish that this war ends.
Yeah, I had this thought when I was a kid. I was I'm going to be a Superman, and I want to protect those people. And I'm trying. I can't be Superman, of course, but I can fly at least now.
Yeah, you can fly.
Yeah. But I can't wear my underwear over the pants, but I'm trying my best to help refugees, and this is on my heart. And I will do this forever and ever, because that's what I've received from Canada and Canadians. They received me very well, and they helped me in so many different aspects, I would say. And I'm so happy that I'm here in Canada, despite what's going on here. It's expensive housing. I'm so glad. I'm so happy. I love Vancouver. I love British Columbia. I keep exploring.
And you're flying.
And I fly. So this country is great, but just don't give up. Don't look at the negative part. Always focus on the positive part. It's a great country. We're so thankful to be in this country. I hear a lot of refugees, they come here, oh my God, no housing, no things. But if you work, and it's we can't just say, okay, it's hard, and just stay home and do nothing.
Right.
We have to accept the reality and enjoy the life, right? Time is going, time is running. So
true. Thank you so much, Judi. Judi is a pilot also. Whoever wants to fly, they can talk to Judi.
You will see. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you.
All right, Judi. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. It was really nice talking to you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, and I really invite all refugees that have stories to come to Refugee Talk. I watch this on actually on Instagram. I watch it a lot, and I really get touched every time I see a story.
Thank you.
And it really helps like other refugees to start talking, and it's pushed them towards success and hope. So please share your stories, Refugee Talk or somewhere else, but just share it so you can support other people.
Right. Thank you so much, Judi. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next time. Thank
you.
Bye.